If you're deciding which conversion tracking methods to use in your Google Ads account, I'm gonna breaking it all down in today's video. As an example, I'm gonna take an e-commerce Google Ads account with a shopping campaign, but the methods described here will be equally useful for search and lead generation campaigns. We'll talk about 5 things: why use conversion tracking setup, quick overview, how tracking happens, differences between the two methods, and finally recommendations of which method to use in which situation. Let's go. We use conversion tracking mainly for 2 reasons. First, to know which products and other Google Ads account elements work towards achieving our business goal, in this case revenue and maybe maximize ROI. And also to provide data to smart bidding strategies in order for them to automatically optimize our campaigns according to our business goals. And the second goal is becoming increasingly more important. Conversion tracking is set up quite similar between the two methods. Putting tracking tag on your website or on a conversion page is always involved. Conversion action needs to be created inside your Google Ads to notify what we are tracking. And in case of analytics conversion, a Google Ads and Google Analytics account needs to be linked for obvious reasons. Now look how the conversion tracking happens. There is always 3 elements. Google Ad click, then at some point conversion happens, and then conversion data flows into Google Ads and appears on Google Ads. In case of analytics import conversion, there is an extra step where conversion data first flow into Google Analytics and then periodically get imported into Google Ads. The difference revolve around 3 things. Time delays in reporting conversion, so they appear in your Google Ads not at the same time. Different attribution methods within each of the tools, Google Ads and Google Analytics, which may actually change quite a lot the result. And there is a difference of reporting of a conversion date. And now let's look into each one of them. Time delays with Google Ads native conversion by documentation should happen within 24 hours, but in reality it usually takes several minutes. The analytics imported conversions in documentation, they're reported within 72 hours, but in reality usually within 24 hours or the next day you will see the results. Now, different attribution methods. Inside Google Ads, when you configure conversion, you can set up one of 6 attribution methods. This example will assume that one attribution method except last click or first click is used, because this is a best practice and last click and first click should never be used actually. The Google Analytics attribution method is called last non-direct click. Now, when explaining how attribution methods work, we'll look into 4 customer journey examples. In the first one, a Google ad is clicked and then conversion happens, maybe immediately or maybe a day or 2 later. In the second and third example, there are some Google Ads click, Facebook clicks, organic clicks, referral clicks, and the last click is always direct. Direct meaning a website was clicked, link was clicked, which could have been saved before or earlier, and then conversion happened. In the last case, we see 2 Google Ad clicks, and the final click before conversion is organic. In case of Google Ads conversion tracking, obviously all Google Ad clicks are attributed. How is analytic important conversion tracking conversions appear? Since the attribution method is a last non-direct click, in first case the Google Ads will get all credit for the conversion. In second and third case, Google Ads and referral will get full credit because it's a last non-direct click before the conversion. In example number 4, organic click gets the credit for the conversion. Note that in the last 2 examples, none of Google Ad clicks get any credit for the conversion, which is a big problem for you and for the smart bidding algorithm, because basically we're missing some information for both for reporting and for optimization purposes. The conversion date is reported also in a different way. So let's take a simplest example: a Google Ad click and then conversion happens several days later, in this case 15 days later. This conversion date in analytics will appear on a date of conversion, which means April 15th. The conversion date in Google Ads will appear dated April 1st because April 1st was the first ad click that led to this conversion. This can lead to a lot of confusion in reporting. In fact, I'm planning to do another video about how to interpret and reconcile conversion tracking results in your reporting and analysis. Finally, recommendations are: I recommend to use Google Ads native conversion tracking whenever possible. In this case, you can also set up Google Analytics tracking without importing to Google Ads. This way you can view revenue data from both tools. It will give you basically two different angles and it will help to drive your decisions. If Google Ads native conversion tracking is not possible, use imported analytics conversions because any data is better than no data. And for simple conversions, simple quick purchases, the imported analytics conversion is good enough. And finally, when analyzing results, keep in mind these data discrepancies. There you have it. As I mentioned before, I'll be creating more videos about the advanced aspects of Google Ads conversion topic. And if you're interested, subscribe, like, and hit bell icon to get notified on new videos. Also, if you want to know about particular aspects of Google Ads conversion in this case, leave comments below and I'll create videos about that. Thank you and have a great day.